He also wrote a couple of novels. In the beginning, he started teaching after his graduation, but then he left teaching. But he kept working for the improvement of teaching conditions. And of course, there must be a question in your mind: how can a teacher uh, can improve? As a teacher, he worked and then he became a principal in one organization. And over there, he improved teaching conditions in his own domain. His famous stories, some of the famous stories I would like to name. Uh, these are the names of the books he wrote, in fact. The thread that runs so true. Second is Clearing in the Sky and Other Stories. It's a collection of stories, in fact. Third one is Kentucky in My Land. Next, we have Old Ben. And one more, not Beyond, Beyond Dark Hills. These were some of the books he wrote. Now come to the lesson, Clearing in the Sky. Gentlemen, in this lesson, the writer has conveyed an experience that whatever is predicted about us is not always true. We can change things with our effort, with struggle, with our spirit, high spirits. We can go ahead in life. For example, sometimes it was told to certain students that they would never be able to perform very well because of certain conditions. But they worked very hard and overcame those conditions. Likewise, there are people uh, who were told that they would live for a very short time, but they kept working and they improved their life. They even defeated death for a certain period of time. Cutting it short, I'll come to the lesson. Some similar sentiments you will find as you read this story. Clearing is basically a piece of land that is clear. Clear of what? Of grass, weeds, bushes, and other things like that. This is the way, Jess, said my father. This is the way means that please move towards this path, pointing with his cane stick across the deep valley below us. So they are climbing up a hill, Jesse and his father. And the valley is down. I want to show you something you haven't seen for many years. Isn't it too hot for you to do much walking? Now, Jesse warns his father and tells him that he has been instructed, or I must say, prescribed by different doctors not to walk, not to do a difficult job, because he was a heart patient. And for heart patients, such a strenuous or difficult job is never recommended by any doctor. I wiped the streams of sweat. Streams of sweat, a lot of sweating, बहुत ज़्यादा पसीना from my face to keep them from stinging my eyes. Stinging mean causing lot of trouble. Stinging my eyes, आंखों का जलना. It shows these two expressions, these two phrases show that there was lot of hot on that day. I didn't want to go with him. I had just finished walking a half mile uphill from my home to his. I had carried a basket of dishes to mom. There were two slips in the road and I couldn't drive my car. And I knew how hot it was. It was 97 Fahrenheit in the shade. I knew that from January until April, my father had gone to 8 different doctors. One of the doctors had told him not to walk the length of a city block. He told my father to get a taxi to take him home. But my father walked home 5 miles across the mountain and told mom what the doctor had said. Now, here you get an idea what kind of person Jesse Stewart's father in the story was. He was a stubborn wouldn't be a very good and respectable word for his father. You can call that he was a highly ambitious and practical kind of person. And he knew that death that cannot be averted. But whatever life God has given us, it can be made rosy, full of colors, full of joy, full of thrill with doing or by doing certain kind of activities. And this was something which he believed in, and therefore he didn't completely follow the instructions of his doctors. And in one way or the other, he was right. Why? Because he had the courage and guts to set the things right. Therefore, he did it. But my father, now here you see that the doctor tells him to go home by taking a taxi. And what he has done, he has exactly, he walked all the way home. Why? Because he wanted to prove that he was a fit person. He knew that he couldn't put more time in his days or in his life. But he also knew that he could have his life lived the way he wanted to lead it. And that was very important. 40 years ago, a doctor had told him the same thing. And he had lived to raise a family of 5 children. 40 years is a big time, but it's not always necessary to believe whatever is being told to you. And therefore, he was told to take rest because his days were numbered. But he knew whatever time he had, he could enjoy it to the fullest possible manner or way. Then he had 5 children. He had done as much hard work in those years as any man, and he kept working hard. He was in one way or the other entrepreneur. You would be slightly surprised to hear this term here for Jesse Stewart's father. But every entrepreneur, as you have come to know by now, takes certain calculated risks. Since he had no other wealth but his own, life, his body, his health, and as the story moves on, you will find out that he also took certain risks, but the risks were calculated. They were bearable, and it took him some time to regain muscle strength and go on in his life. I couldn't protest to him now. He had made up his mind. When he made up his mind to do a thing, he would do it if he had to crawl. If he had to crawl. Means once he decided that he was supposed to do a thing, जब उसने कोई काम करने का इरादा कर लेता था वो, तो वो उसे हर सूरत में कर गुजरता था. He would do it at any cost and anywhere in the world. And that was perhaps the iron will of Jesse Stewart's father, which helped him move on throughout his life, in one way or the other, a successful individual. He didn't care if it was 97 in the shade or 16 below zero. Now, 97 in the shade means very hot, and 16 below zero is very cold. Whatever the situation may be. In other words, when you say whether it is very hot or very cold, he was determined in all kinds of circumstances. I wiped more sweat from my face as I followed him down the little path between the pasture and the meadow. Pasture and meadow. Meadow is a piece of green grass, and pasture is a place where you graze your sheep, your cattle, a vast area where there are lots of plants, grass, and you can take your cattle there, over there, for grazing. उर्दू में पास्चर को चरागा लिख लें और मेडो को सब्जाजार लिख लें. Suddenly he stopped at the edge of the meadow, took his pocket knife from his pocket, and cut a wisp of alfalfa. Alfalfa is a kind of fodder. Wisp is called shah, branch. He held it up between him and the sun. Look at this, Jess, he bragged. Brag means boasted, shaky bikharna. Did you ever see better alfalfa grow out of the earth? He wants to basically tell. You will understand the story as you progress. That it was a challenge for him when he took up this form. It was an area which was, which required a lot of effort, and there were so many bushes all around, and it was a hilly area. But his father worked very hard for decades till he turned that, strange land into pasture, into green land, into a land where things could grow and he could earn some profit. It's the best looking hay. Hay means chara. Hay means fodder I've ever seen any place, I said. I haven't seen better looking alfalfa, even in the little sandy river bottoms. Sandy little river bottoms. River bottoms are places where uh, river water flows, but many rivers they don't flow throughout the year. So when they get dry, when they completely are or partially dry, there is green plantation all over there. And that land is also used by different farmers for fodder for little crop. And they know the season when there will be water all around and when it will be slightly dry. When it's not a flooding time, they utilize the land, and when it's flooding time, when there is a lot of water, so the land is occupied by water. When I bought this little farm, everybody around here said I'd end up with my family at the country poor farm if I tried to make a living here. I would end up means I would be finished, or the result will be something which will be very, very unpleasant for me. People had their predictions. People have even predictions about you. They have for me as well. When I joined this institution after a couple of years, I purchased a car which needed paint. I don't know by no means. I hardly know from where that wild idea came to my head that I should do it myself. I never ever understood how complicated paint job was. And I met a person who was a professional, and I asked him to train me, and he was uncertain whether I would be able to get the skill or not. And my people, my colleagues here at college, they told me that I would do it in 10 years' time. And I did it. I did it in a year. But I learned it from the scratch. There are people for whom, for everybody, I must say, there will be a couple of people at least, good or bad, all around. They will make a couple of prophecies like big professors that it would happen like this, it would happen like that. But the lesson due to which this story has been included in your curriculum is that all these predictions are not here to be believed and taken word for word. Maybe a couple of things come true, but not all of them. And if you are determined, you can rewrite everything in your life. Yes, of course, you can't write a couple of things, but you can write things for your future, if not for past. He bragged again. Bragged means he boasted. Now, what exactly the case is, you find out bragging is not a bad thing always. Bragging, I personally think that you should be proud of whatever you have. And this is something that goes on and that helps you move on in your life. For example, you did a good job. You should be happy with your after doing the good job. You should enjoy it. You should celebrate it with your friends, with your family. You may laugh for a couple of times. You may go outside and do a party. Not nowadays, but in normal conditions. Why is it so? It is important because this thing will make you a hero in your life. And now in the modern world, becoming a hero is not as difficult as it was in past. Why? In past, only celebrities were screened. Now, because of social networking sites, everybody is a hero. Everybody can post his photographs. Everybody can deliver his messages to the world. Everybody can go live on YouTube or other such sites. Things are changing. Now, everybody is a hero in his own world. Celebrities have their place. You can't take theirs and they can't take yours. That's the difference between the old world and the new world. I like these words, Jess, my father said. Remember when we used to come here to hunt for squirrels? Squirrel is a kind of, small rodent, a bird living on trees and eating nuts and different edible parts of trees. Remember when we sat beneath these hickories? Hickory is an American kind of tree. It has edible nuts. And the squirrels threw green hickory shells down at us. The morning wind just at the break. Oh, okay, please power off your mic. The morning wind just at the break of the day in August was so good to breathe. I can't forget those days. And in October, when the rabbits were ripe when there were so many rabbits around, and they were quite, grown up. They were ready to be hunted. They were not kids. And the frosts had come, and the hickory leaves had turned yellow, and when the October winds blew, they rustled the big leaves from the trees, and they fell like yellow raindrops to the ground. How beautiful things they are. It's really very, very beautiful. I would like you to, after the lesson or after the classes, sit somewhere and reread these passages. And you will find out that these are really, really beautiful passages which Jesse Stewart have written. He said, looking at me with his pale blue eyes, how are hounds? Hounds, you understand, hunting dogs. Rags and Scout are the names of their hunting dogs, would make the rabbits circle. They were good days, Jess. That's why I remember this mountain. Past is very important for people to live a good life. Past links your previous life with the present life. It is noted that those people whose past is good. Now, there is no single valid definition of a good or bad past. For one person, you may be a very, very humble past, but for you, it has been brilliant. It's all about your own definition of your life. It's not the definition of somebody else which you impose on your life. I may feel, a lot of strength as a teacher in myself. I may celebrate each and every moment I spent with you and my colleagues and in the organization. Or I may repent on whatever I did here or I've been doing. I can feel that I've been doing all the time silly things. It's not all about the things you do, it is how you perceive your actions. People doing very little jobs they are extremely, extremely happy. There are people who are doing great jobs, maybe they are in all the time in trouble because their interpretation of their own life is pitiable. That's very important. The old man is happy and healthy because he thinks he's a hero in his own life. And he believes that people challenged his limits. They thought that he would not be able to, to make the farmland workable. But what exactly he did? He made it. In the same way as everybody, maybe your father, maybe your uncle, maybe your aunt, they made it when they were challenged by circumstances. For gentlemen, for celebration, there should never be a reason. It can be as little as a cup of tea. And I will urge you to start celebrating little things. It will add more joy to your lives than to dream those things which are far, far away from your life and may become reality after you turn 60. And I feel pity for a person who's been waiting for 60 years for one thing to happen. I think so, whatever happens today, it should be a reason for a celebration. These were good days, Jess. That's why I remember this mountain. He remembers the mountain by because mountain is associated with certain memories which are very, very important for his father. Is that what you wanted to show me? I asked. Oh, no, no, he said as he began to climb the second bluff Khadi Chatan, very straight mountain that lifted abruptly from the flat towards the sky. Lifted abruptly means suddenly it became very flat. The pines on top of the mountain above us looked as if the fingers of their long boughs were fondling. Boughs mean branches, tehniya. Fondling, fondling, touching softly the substance of a white cloud. So the trees over there, pine trees, were so long, so tall that it seemed that their branches were touching softly the white clouds. Whatever my father wanted me to see was on top of the highest point of my farm. And with the exception of the last 3 years, I had been over this point many times. Exception means सिवाय पिछले 3 सालों के. He says that only for the last 3 years, I never got an opportunity to come over here. Otherwise, I've been all around here for many times. I had never seen anything extraordinary upon this high point of rugged land. Rugged means nahamwar, unleveled or not leveled land. And he says there was no extraordinary thing. I must tell you, it is just your angle of looking at the thing which makes a thing extraordinary or ordinary just. I had seen the beauty of many wild flowers, a few rock cliffs, and many species of hard and soft wood trees. Species are biological beings having similar characteristics. Why do you take the path straight up the point? I asked. Look at these other paths. What are they doing here? Within the distance of a few yards, several paths left the main path and circled around the slope, gradually climbing the mountain. All paths go to the same place, he answered. Then why do you take the steep one? I asked. I'll explain later. He spoke with half breaths. Half breaths mean सांस फूली होना. He rested a minute to catch his second wind while I managed to stand on the path by holding to a little sapling. Sapling means a young tree, chota poda, because it was too steep for my feet to hold unless I braced myself. Braced myself means supported myself. So here the person, the writer says that it was such a steep path that when my father stood or rested for a while, it was not possible for a young person like me to stand straight over there on the path. And there was a small plant. Mostly plants on mountains are very, very hard, and they can hold a person in a difficult time. And he says that he took support of the plant in order to brace himself, in order to rest over there. Then my father started to move slowly up the path again, supporting himself with his cane. You can better imagine that a person who is holding a cane and climbing up a mountain which is so straight, how powerful physically he must be, how powerful he would be mentally, how enthusiastic he is in his life. I followed at his heels. Just a few steps in front of him, a fox squirrel crossed the path and ran up a hickory tree. See that, Jess? He shouted. Yes, I did, I answered. That brings back something to me, he said. Brings back the old days to see a fox squirrel. But this won't bring back as much as something I'm going to show you. My curiosity was aroused. Curiosity means tajassus was aroused बहुत बढ़ गया था. He was in complete suspense now. I thought he had found a new kind of wild grass or an unfamiliar herb. His father, whenever he found a coffee plant or some herb or some other plant, he was very happy and overjoyed. In fact, he had a reason to be happy, in other words. He loved his work. He took up the challenges. He took the challenge. He took up the challenge of the people who told him that he would never be able to improve his farm. And he took up the challenge. He worked for 30 years, perhaps, and then finally he was able to grow things on the farm. And likewise, he took up the challenge 4 decades when doctors told him that his days were numbered. He was a guest of a couple of days. He took up the challenge and he did the job and he lived, raised 5 children. He loved challenges. He accepted them bravely. Perhaps this is the essence of the story due to which some of the educationists thought that it would be a good idea to put the story in your curriculum just to give you same kind of hope and inspiration. For he remembered the time he had found a coffee tree in our woods. It is, as far as I know, the only one of its kind growing in our country. Only twice did my father stop to wipe the sweat from his eyes. Sweat pasina, the water, the perspiration, from his eyes as he climbed the second steep bluff. Steep bluff, Sidi ya Khadi Chatan, a mountain which is very straight and very difficult to climb. Toward the fingers of the pines, he reached the limbless trunks of these tall, straight pines. Limbless means that pine trees, if you ever been to Murray or other Nathia Gully or places like that, you must have seen that these trees They are limbless from as far as the trunks are concerned. You won't find leaves all around them or branches all around them. First, there is a very long, kind of trunk, a stick kind of thing. It goes very high up in the sky. And then you will find branches. Means that you can't even touch the single leaf of such tree. It is so tall. When we reach the limbless trunks of these tall, straight pines, whose branches reach toward the blue depth of the sky, or the white cloud was now gone, I saw a clearing a saaf jaga, a small clearing of not more than three-fourths of an acre, in the heart of this wilderness, uncultivated land. Right on the mountain top. Now, what exactly the old man did? He left all the land down. He climbed up the hill and found a leveled land over there, to some extent leveled, not exactly leveled. And then over there, he started cultivating the land. And what was the idea? He will explain the idea in the coming passages. Now you are coming to something, son, he said as he pushed down the top wire so he could cross the fence. This is something I want you to see. Who did this? I asked. Who cleared this land and fenced it? Fenced it, इसका जंगला किसने लगाया? Who ran a fence around it? Fenced it against what? And what was the thing which could come over here and spoil your crop? Stray cattle, if they ever get out of the pasture. Stray cattle, the cattle, भूले भटके मवेशी. He answered me curtly. Curtly mean slightly hardly, in a hard way. I cleared this land and I fenced it. He answers that it was I basically who did everything. Okay, in my next lesson I'll cover the rest of the part. Now, gentlemen, I'll give you one assignment here, a paragraph to translate, and you will have 5 to 6 minutes or 7 minutes for the job. Go to page 11. I didn't want to go with him, this is the beginning, and hard work in those years as any man, this will be the end. Please translate it into Urdu, and then we'll have a session together. Please stay with me. I will also have to cover, last time I covered semicolon, and this time I will focus on colon. I have jotted down a couple of rules to share with you. So please stay with me in the upcoming quiz. I will put some of the questions regarding grammar items, and this part of the lecture will help you do that. So stay tuned and answer and just translate this paragraph. Okay. Meet you after 5 minutes.
Can you please tell again?
Can you say it again, please?
The paragraph. Can you tell the paragraph number again?
You don't know the paragraph?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, I'll tell you. Come to the second paragraph from the beginning. I didn't want to go with him, and it will come to an end. Much hard work in those years as any man.
Okay.
Have you got it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.